Distinguished guests, please welcome to the stage the President of the George Washington University, Dr. Mark S. Wrighton.
Thank you. Good afternoon to those present and those watching online. It is a very exciting day, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the introduction of the 19th President of George Washington University. It's been a privilege to serve as your president, and I'm looking forward to assisting the new president for a successful transition. I have shared with many people that I had two roles as president. One is to prepare for my successor. New presidents do not say that. But I knew that it would be important for me to work hard to prepare for my successor. Also, I came in at a time of historic significance, at a time when the university was celebrating its 200th year. And I vowed that this would be a time of a turning point in the progress of the university. And I believe the new president will represent a significant contribution to accelerating the progress of the university. I'm very pleased with the work of the Board of Trustees, led by Chair Grace Speights. She is going to introduce the 19th President of the George Washington University. Please welcome Chair Grace Speights.
Thank you, President Wrighton, for that introduction, but more importantly, thank you for your leadership of the George Washington University. You have led our university with great distinction, and your outstanding service has allowed us the time to conduct a thorough presidential search to this successful conclusion. Please join me in thanking President Wrighton. Good afternoon and welcome to all, both those who are here in person and look at this crowd, and those who are joining us via live stream. On behalf of the George Washington University Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to join you on this very exciting day for our university as we welcome Dr. Ellen Granberg to GW as the university's 19th president. Dr. Granberg is here today with her wife, Sonia Rankin, and I am honored to be the first to publicly welcome you both to the GW family. As you know, the board has spent many months conducting the presidential search. I would like to acknowledge each of you and all of the members of our community for your active participation in this process. The feedback you shared about the qualifications of GW's next president and the aspirations we have for our great university helped assure us that Dr. Granberg is the right leader at the right time for our university. In particular, I would like to thank the members of the Presidential Search Committee, led by Chair Rosalind Brock and Vice Chair Jim Tilch, for their countless hours of work and thoughtful deliberation about our next leader. The trustees, faculty members, staff, alumni, and student association presidents who served on the committee have the board's utmost gratitude for identifying potential extraordinary leaders for GW. I also want to recognize the important contributions from the Faculty Consultative Committee and the Faculty Senate Executive Committee. The Board of Trustees and Presidential Search Committee benefited from their wise counsel and helped inform our executive search firm, Education Executives, to recruit the best potential leaders from across the country. I want to thank Eileen Nagel, John Simon, and Charles Kaler for their partnership in this search. Finally, but certainly not least, I want to thank the Office of the Board of Trustees. Aristide, Jonathan, Meg, Edward, and Rhonda, all of whom worked early mornings, late nights, weekends, and through vacations and supposedly holiday break to support the presidential search. The board greatly appreciates your hard work and dedication. We would not be here today without your help. I want to give them a round. As I hope you all have seen by now, we shared the news about Dr. Granberg this afternoon with some of the key highlights of her distinguished career. And I want you to have the opportunity to hear from her directly. So I'm going to try to be brief, but there is a lot to say about Dr. Granberg. When we began the presidential search process, I shared with you that choosing the president is the single most important job or decision that the board makes. At the dawn of the university's third century, we knew that we needed a leader who would reinforce our commitment to academic excellence, enhance our academic reputation, and help us achieve our aspirations for preeminence. In Dr. Granberg, we have found that leader. In Dr. Granberg, our search committee and the board saw an innovative and dynamic higher education leader with a demonstrated record of supporting teaching and research excellence across all disciplines. We saw an advocate for fostering diverse and inclusive communities. We saw someone who has served comprehensive universities at nearly every level as a faculty member and researcher, department chair, and provost, and someone with experience working in corporate America for many years with a proven record of accomplishment. We saw someone with international experience, overseeing multiple international campuses and programs with a demonstrated ability to work across all disciplines, from the humanities to data analytics, STEM, and the health and medical sciences. And perhaps most importantly, we saw a collaborator and an authentic, gracious and warm individual who is eager to listen and partner with students, faculty, staff, alumni, and all members of our community to advance our shared aspirations. I am absolutely delighted and thrilled that we have been able to recruit such an esteemed leader to our university. And I have no doubt, absolutely none, that Dr. Granberg's leadership, under her leadership, we will continue on a path of excellence in our third century. And now, I am pleased to welcome to the stage the 19th president of the George Washington University, Dr. Ellen Granberg.
Thank you, Chair Speights, for that generous introduction and for your leadership of the university and the Board of Trustees. And thank you all who have gathered today and greeted me so warmly. Trustees, university leadership, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends. It is with both humility and excitement that I join you today as president-elect of the George Washington University. As I begin my remarks, I'd like to recognize a few groups and individuals in particular. First, the Board of Trustees for your leadership of the university. The members of the Presidential Search Committee who conducted a rigorous, thorough, and yet very invigorating search process. To President Mark Wrighton, whose steady and strategic leadership has moved this institution forward at a critical point. And of course, to Sonia Rankin, my wife and best friend. I'd like to take the time that we have together to introduce myself and Sonia and to share a bit about why we are so looking forward to serving this community when we join you officially on July 1st. I'm a fourth-generation native Californian, born and raised in the city of San Francisco. I'm the child of a college professor and an attorney, and my parents, in turn, are the children of a chemical factory worker and a steel mill worker. And thus my own story and that of my family's is the story of the power of higher education to transform lives and livelihoods, a story I know is shared by so many of us here together today. Now, my own path through higher education, and especially academia, is somewhat untraditional because after finishing my undergraduate work in history, I decided to put off graduate school and go to work for a few years. A few years turned into a decade, a time that I spent leading large-scale systems conversions for a Fortune 500 telecommunications firm, Pacific Bell. It was an incredible opportunity to understand leadership in the context of complex and high-risk environments. It provided me experience in decision-making, team building, and communication. And I continue to benefit from that experience every day. Yet, as the child of a college professor, life as an academic was always in the back of my mind. I left the corporate world when I rediscovered my own deep love of learning and the pure joy of inquiry and discovery. And to make a long story short, I decided to follow that sense of joy. And so I packed up my life in San Francisco, and I moved to Nashville, Tennessee to pursue a PhD in sociology at Vanderbilt University. And it was there that I began, in earnest, the adventure that has brought me here with you today. My academic research focused on the sociology of self and identity and its influence on physical and mental health. I've worked on health topics in large-scale multidisciplinary teams, and this has given me a deep faith in the power of interdisciplinary science to solve the most complex challenges we face. For many years, I focused solely on research, teaching, and service. But eventually, I found it so fulfilling to help my colleagues and our universities achieve their broader goals that I moved into administration, serving in various faculty and administrative leadership roles, most recently as provost of the Rochester Institute of Technology. Throughout this journey, I've been fortunate to be joined in life by Sonia. She retired a few years ago from a career in sales and sales management, and she's looking forward to getting to know all of you and this city. Sonia is passionate about politics, personal finance, and athletics, and she's already gotten a start because she attended the women's basketball game this afternoon, and we won. So she now needs to attend every basketball game. But we're delighted to be joining all of you and to get to know this community and this city. Many of the things that attracted us, there are many things that attracted us to George Washington University. It has a storied history, and it's advancing every day in its impact and prominence. Since the university's founding by an act of Congress more than 200 years ago, GW has grown from a faculty of 3 professors and 1 tutor to a thriving Carnegie I research university with high-quality academic programs and research across multiple disciplines. Today, the university's global reach and its location in the heart of our nation's capital provides even greater ability for impact through teaching, research, patient care, and service. But there is no impact and there is no university at all without this incredible community of students, faculty, staff, and alumni. As Sonia and I are already quickly learning, this community is one of warm and welcoming people working together to have a positive impact on society and to create a more just and equitable university, nation, and world. Your commitment to this work and your ambition to achieve preeminence as an institution together is inspiring. No great accomplishments are achieved alone. All of us rest on the shoulders of giants. All of us have been helped along the way on our personal journeys. That is equally true of great institutions like GW. And I heard this message over and over during my interviews and discussions. And it was the combination of great ambition embedded in deep community that inspired me, and that I hope will inspire all of us as we start GW's 3rd century together. Now, there's a phrase that I've already heard a lot of here, raise high. It's a theme that permeates everything we do. It exemplifies the idea that at GW we strive for excellence not just for ourselves, but also for one another. In other words, ambition within community. This is the ethos that I'm finding characterizes who we are and where we're going. And I could not be more proud or more grateful to be joining you on that path. I thank you so much, and raise high.
I'm really not that old. Thank you, Dr. Granberg. See what I mean when I said how fortunate we are to have recruited her and Sonia, I can't forget you, to GW. We are so excited for our future together and look forward to getting started. We've already started that transition. We had a meeting this morning with Aristide. The Board of Trustees has asked Vice President, Chief of Staff, and Secretary of the University, Dr. Aristide Collins, to manage President-elect Granberg's transition. For those of you who don't know, Aristide is in his 13th year here and will be a great resource and asset to our new president. Thank you all for joining us today and giving Ellen and Sonia a warm welcome to our community. If you are able to spend a little more time with us today, I invite those who are here in person to a reception in the lobby directly outside of the auditorium. Thank you so much, and raise high.